So thank you for joining us today. We are delighted to welcome Vivek Jadon as part of the CREST Virtual Collab Productivity During Pandemic Speaker Series. Vivek works as a data specialist at the university library system, where he manages a vast archive of research data and provides research support and the use of numeric research data. He'll be speaking today about accessing data resources remotely in the pandemic. Thank you so much for joining us, Vivek, and over to you.
Great. Thanks, Cheryl. So, as Cheryl mentioned, I'm going to speak about how you can access data resources remotely during this pandemic. Uh, uh, I would encourage you to ask as many questions as you want and make this session as interactive as you can. So here's the session outline. So I'm going to give you an overview of what type of data you can access remotely. And there are a couple of formats, either statistical or microdata. And then I'm going to talk mainly about the StatCan microdata access. And there are, few programs that StatCan runs as part of the microdata access. So I'm going to talk about them, and then I'll do some brief demos on StatCan website, ICPSR website, and Odyssey data portal, where you can get, access to data 24/7. And then I'll talk about this wonderful program that we have in place called Data Analysis Support Hub. So on this slide, actually, if you look at library data service, provide access to a vast array of numeric data products, statistical and microdata. So the URL that I've got up on the top will give you access to around 240 products. Most of them are open data products, so you can get access to them 24/7 from any part of the world. And around 14 or 15 of them are, especially for McMaster, they are subscription-based products. So you have to log into your Mac ID before you can get access to them. But talking about the remote data access, so I've divided them into statistical and numeric microdata. So under statistical, if you take a look, there are open statistical data tables, and they come from a variety of sources. As I mentioned, a data statistic collection has around 240 resources where you can get access to open statistical data tables, as well as, we have access to statistical tables from various subscribed resources. Most of them are business related. So you can get, financial indicators, for example, stocks data, things like that. So that is all available. Then we have a specialized line of geography products, such as spatial boundary files, road network files, things like that. And our GIS specialists, basically, they take care of all the geography products. So you can make an appointment with them and, get help on those products. Then we have access to publications and analytical articles that have been compiled based on the data and statistics. And most of these resources, basically, they provide free access to the publications and analytical papers. And I'm going to focus on the StatCan publications because all of them are freely available from the StatCan website. Then the last one is data visualization and infographics. So these are, again, the type of resources where you can get quick and easy access to infographics, for example, to be included in assignments. Mostly undergrad students use this type of resource, but I've listed it just for the sake of this presentation. Then we provide numeric microdata. Microdata, I mean raw data on individuals like you and me. So we are part of the StatCan Data Liberation Initiative program, where we get around 250 public use microdata files on a variety of topics. And I'm going to discuss that in just a few minutes. Then we have a vast archive of ICPSR, which is based out of University of Michigan and Arbor. And I'll show you the website, and we'll give you a demo. But ICPSR mostly houses US data with some international content. Then we have a good collection of polling data, which is available from various organizations such as Environics, Ipsos Reid, Gallup, things like that. And I'll show you where you can access polling data. Then, most of this data collection is housed at Odyssey data portals. And I'll give you a brief demo. Then there's open microdata, which again is available from a variety of sources, and you can get access to those microdata from data specific collection pages on our website. Talking specifically about the continuum of microdata access program at StatCan. So from left to right, if you look at, we are part of the Data Liberation Initiative program, and you see this unlocked icon here, which means this program provides access to the public use microdata files and the collection that can be used publicly. Although this is subscription based, and McMaster pays annual subscription fee to subscribe these resources, but these resources are free available to general public also by making a request at StatCan. Moving along the continuum, StatCan provides access to the public use microdata files, by signing open access license with them. Then there's a program called Realtime Remote Access, RTRA. RTRA is a remote access program where you can, submit your code from your office, and that code will then, it can be run against some of the sample surveys that StatCan conducts. Now, talk more about RTRA in just a few minutes. Then you may know about the research data centers, and McMaster has a research data center. In fact, we are the first ones to open in Canada. Our research data center is in the Wilson building up on the 5th floor. Then there is this Canadian Center for Data Development and Economic Research program, CEDAR, which is highly restricted, most confidential, and to get access, you have to go to the StatCan head office. So, in this continuum, as we said, we are, on the far left-hand side as part of the DLI program. And I'm going to talk more about this DLI program in just a few minutes. So, you can get access to the StatCan data at McMaster. So through their public-facing website, statcan.gc.ca. Although there's one section of the website that is not available to the general public. So it's a tier 2 access, and you have to log into your Mac ID in order to get access to that. And I'll show you which part of that website is. So you can get in-person access to the StatCan data by coming to my office, which is located at the Mills Library up on the 1st floor, or by going to the Research Data Center for most confidential microdata files. Then, as I mentioned, there is a real-time remote data access program, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes. So there are a number of ways you can get access to StatCan data in McMaster. As I mentioned as part of the continuums, we are part of the Data Liberation Initiative program, which provides public use microdata access. And then there are more restricted microdata access programs such as RTRA, RDC, FRDC, and CEDAR. Now, talking specifically about Data Liberation Initiative. So as part of the DLI, we have access to around 350 public use microdata sets and geographic information files. The main focus of the DLI collection is on socioeconomic data, health, education, literacy, labor markets, things like that. There are a database available as part of this program on the topic of business, for example. So there's small area business and labor database, intercorporate ownership, and so on. Then there's the enhanced line of census products that you not normally get from the public-facing website. So some of these products actually go down to the lowest level of geography and are historical in nature. So you can get all of that from DLI. Then there's aggregate data sets on the subjects of justice and education, as well as we have access to standard geographic files and databases, including postal code conversion files. And some of you may have used postal code conversion files in your research. The metadata that is included as part of the DLI surveys, they are all marked up in DDI XML compliant format, which means you can or you can search the collection at the variable level. And StatCan provides access to these surveys through their Nesta website, and I'll show you where you can find that. Whereas, McMaster is part of Ontario University's consortium, and we have put together this Odyssey data portal, which is available 24/7, and you can find DLI surveys listed there as well. We are part of a very active listserv where we get our questions answered. Like, if as a researcher, you ask a query, which I'm not being able to get answer to, then I normally go to the DLI listserv, post a question, and someone from StatCan, they get back to us. There are currently 77 subscribing institutions, and McMaster is part of the DLI program since the inception of this program. So, as part of the DLI program, as I mentioned, we get access to a number of public use files. So what are public use files? StatCan conducts sample surveys throughout the year. And one of the sample surveys is census, for example, which is conducted every 5 years. But there are a number of other surveys which are conducted. Some of them are conducted on a monthly basis. Some are conducted yearly. So a monthly survey would be a labor force survey, where there are around 120,000 or so respondents to that survey. So what StatCan does is, as part of the survey, they collect a lot of sensitive information, and when they strip out the sensitive information, such as your name, your address, your sometimes your postal code, things like that, then what comes out is a public use file which can be shared and can be used for research and other purposes. There are a number of ways they suppress the information. They may collapse the variables. For example, instead of individual years of age, you may find age groups listed, for example, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, and so on. Or by collapsing variables into one variables, for example, multiple language questions collapse into one language variable for analysis, or by suppressing variables altogether, where they think that by disclosing a certain variable, such as income, for example, in a rural area, may disclose the identity of the household. So in that case, they would suppress the income variable for that particular neighborhood or the rural area, for example, in general. Or they may remove any outliers that they think would disclose the information about the individuals or households. So by taking such measures, the file that is prepared is called public use files, and as I said, they can be easily shared publicly for any type of research and any activity. There are several benefits associated with the public use files. First of all, they're free of charge, and as part of McMaster, you get 24/7 access to these files. But even if you're not part of McMaster, you can get access to these files through StatCan by signing an open access license agreement. They're making changes to this model, so hopefully in the very near future, you'll find these files listed on their public-facing website. There are very few restrictions on the access and use of data, and there's no approval process to access the data. There are certain limitations, as I said, and the content is limited. The variables are free and grouped for confidentiality, and not all the surveys have public use files. So StatCan, when they have resources in place, they would create a public use files. But in some cases, the author division may not have time and resources. So in that case, you will not find public use files for a given survey. And the public use files are cross-sectional in nature, which means they represent data collected at one point in time. So these files cannot be used for any kind of longitudinal analysis, which means you cannot track the person's identity over a period of time. Now, StatCan also produces synthetic files. Now, synthetic files are a little different in nature. These microdata files do not contain actual real cases, but contain pseudo cases that provide aggregate results close to the real cases. Now, these files are produced mainly for the researchers who who apply for RDC access. But while that process is in place, the synthetic files are available that have exactly same number of variables as you'd find in the master files that are housed in RDC, so that the researchers can start working on writing the syntax or the programs in SPSS, SAS, Stata formats. And once they get access to the RDC, the same program can be used in the RDC for that given survey. Since the data in these files are fake, the results are not to be reported, but are strictly to be used to prepare analysis of master files. And there are, some examples of these files available, such as NLSCY, NPHS, CCHS, things like that. We don't have synthetic files for all the surveys, all the public use surveys. So compared with the public use file, the master file, which is housed at RDC and StatCan main location in Ottawa, master file contains full sample of respondents, not a subset of them. Includes additional categories and variables, more detailed information, which is not normally present in the public use files, and allows research on lower levels of geography. Master file provides discrete values for certain variables, such as age. So you'll find like single years of age or body weight instead of categories that are found in public use files. And they may offer other concepts that are not available in public use files. Moreover, master files contain derived variables and bootstrap weights, which are not normally available in public use files. And RDC access is useful when a public use files does not exist or provide adequate level of details for quality research, or when longitudinal data linkage is required. So StatCan is more and more providing access to such files where you can link one survey to another survey. So normally that can be only done using the master files, not through public use files. Then there's this wonderful program called Real-Time Remote Access. Although McMaster is not yet part of it, but I hope to have this RTRA program on board sometime next year. We're in the process of signing a license agreement for this program, which I'm very hopeful will happen next year. So what is RTRA? So RTRA provides remote access facility, allowing users to run SAS programs in more or less real time against microdata located in the central and secure location at StatCan. So researchers using RTRA system do not gain access to the microdata and cannot view the content of the microdata. Instead, users submit SAS programs to extract results in the form of frequency tables. So these are, microdata files that are very confidential in nature, like the ones that are housed at RDC. And the programs that you write and submit to RTRA program are run against those microdata files, and the output is shared with you. RTRA researchers cannot read the microdata, so therefore you don't have to be a deep employee of StatCan. Hence, you get rapid access to the microdata files. When you sign up for this facility, you'll get a username and a password, and through that you'll be able to access the RTRA facility. So there are a number of benefits and there are a number of limitations also. So the benefits are that you can access this program from any part of the world using a computer and internet. So there's no need to travel to RDCs. Very few conditions on access and the use of data, and the full master files are available, and the confidentiality is automated. And you don't have to be a deemed employee of StatCan as you would be when you sign up for the RDC access. There are certain limitations though. The only descriptive statistics available at the moment, so things like frequency, mean, median, percentiles, and so on. And this program can only be used with SAS, although StatCan is making some changes where, you may be able to access it using SPSS or Stata. And not all the data sets available in RTRA service. So there are currently 105 data sets available, and there's no access to the census microdata yet, but there may be in the future. It's a costly program, and that's why McMaster is not yet part of it. Although we are working on a model where, this program will be clubbed with the DLI subscription that we currently have. So the cost of 2 accounts right now is around $5,000, and unlimited access is for $10,000. So you can see, it's pretty expensive. So moving on to, talking about RDC, as I mentioned, RDC is a secure StatCan research lab located on the 5th floor of Wilson building, and they provide access to the master files that are not normally, accessed from anywhere. And once you get access, you're considered as a deemed employee, and you have to be physically present at RDC or to do your research. And it's a sensitive information which cannot be, which you cannot take out of the facility. So at this point, I'm going to do a brief demo of StatCan website. I'll take you to the StatCan website. And I'm sure you must have browsed this website. StatCan has done major improvements over the years. So this website used to be a little bit tricky, especially when you're a first-time user, to locate information. But right from the top menu, you can get access to a number of sections of this web page. But I'll take you to the main section where you'd find information such as listed here from the daily. So daily is a StatCan news publication, electronic publication, which is released every day. So you can subscribe to this daily, and you'll get an email around 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning. And the daily basically covers all the latest things that are taking place in the Canadian economy, for example. So you'll find latest indicators like inflation numbers, unemployment rate, things like that. Although, you'd be able to find such information under key indicators right here. So, they've provided information like quarterly population estimates, CPI, unemployment rate, and things like that. So scrolling down the page, this is the main section of the StatCan website, but there are a number of links, and I'd like to highlight your attention to this link where you click on access our data. And on this page, what you'll find are, various tabs, and the data are listed in these tabs. So there are a total of around 9,603 data tables. And they're broken down again, there are tables which are like multidimensional tables on two or more variables. Then there are profiles of community or region. Then there are thematic maps as part of the data that have been produced. The public use microdata files will only give you information about the public use file, but not provide you access. And then there's a separate tab on data visualization products that have been designed using the data. On the left-hand side, you can use the filters based on subject, geography, frequency, survey, or statistical program. So based on that, you can filter the tables. Let me highlight your attention to this section. So you see that the table number is listed, and it mentions the ScanSim. So ScanSim used to be a socio-demographic, socioeconomic database, which has been decommissioned by StatCan a few years back. And now, all the tables that were part of the ScanSim, they have been moved to this new table number. So they still provide reference to the old table numbers, in the form of the new table numbers. So, for example, this table, Government of Canada Direct and Guaranteed Securities and Loans. So you click on this table, for example, you'll get instant access to this. As you can see, the frequency of this table is monthly, and this was released just yesterday. So here's a like a snapshot of the table, how it looks like. But you can customize this table based on the indicators, geography, and so on. So I clicked on add and move data. And here, as I said, you can select your indicators and modify this table the way you like. And once you have modified this table, you can uh, you can click on apply, and the changes will be saved automatically. You can customize the layout of this table also. For example, you can display geography as rows, or other indicators as either rows or columns. So when I click on apply, it will refresh the table based on my selections. And yeah, so you see the changes actually in the rows. There is a download option, so you can download this information in CSV formats a number of ways. The way the table is being displayed right now, or as an entire table by clicking on this link. And there are a couple other options for database loading and things like that. As I said, you can apply the filters, and you can get access to a particular table based on either subject and so on and so forth. The only thing is that when you look at the geography, for example, uh, uh, there are very limited number of tables that go down to the dissemination area, for example, the lowest level of geography. Uh, uh, so if you take a look, most of the tables are available at the province and territory level. This page is sorted based on the release date. So, for example, this table was released yesterday, as I said. But you can sort this this page based on most popular, relevance, or by title. Going back to the home page, they have a link where you can find census data. So, as you know, that census is conducted every 5 years, and the most recent census was conducted back in 2016. You'd find data products related to census, and there are a number of them, in fact. So, when you look at this page, for example, so you find census profile tables. So these are like two-dimensional tables based on the census indicators and the level of geography. Then there are highlight tables based on a certain topic. And then there's a focus on geography series, whereas this data table link will take you to the tables which will have like data on two or more variables. So they're like multidimensional tables. So looking at education, for example, this is how this table or table would look like. So it'll have information on or data on Aboriginal identity, employment and statistics, highest certificate, diploma or degree by major field of study, and so on, for various age groups and gender, and for Canada, provinces and territories. So you can either download this table in Beyond 2020 format. It's a proprietary format that StatCan uses to disseminate their census products and some of their business related products, or you can view this table in a HTML format. So this is how this table would look like by default, but you can update this table by making the selections here. And then, this data can then easily be downloaded in a CSV format. CSV and tab delimited format. Now, the best part about this these tables is, first of all, they are readily available from the StatCan website, so you don't need to use any specialized software. You can download the data quickly and easily. And secondly, the citing information is provided along with the table also. Uh, Scrolling down the page, they have listed the public use files that have been produced as part of the census. So there are individual level files and there are hierarchical files. But as I said before, you'd not be able to get access to the data itself. And I'll show you where you can get access to that. But the most important section I would say is the reference materials. This is where you find information on, let's say, census dictionary. So census dictionary will cover, information about each and every variable that is part of census, as well as the tables and figures. Then there's a section on data visualization based on the census data. This section actually browse information on a specific subject is very useful, especially when you are looking for data on a certain topic. So instead of just browsing the entire StatCan website, you can just come to this section. And for example, like if I browse the economic account statistics, so this section will only talk about economic statistics, such as government finance statistics, international accounts, and so on and so forth. You'll also find key indicators as well as features based on this topic. And when you scroll down the page, you'll also get access to the data tables. So this is more like a focused approach in terms of browsing StatCan website. Readover analysis is a section where you will get access to the publications and analytical articles. And as I said, all of these publications are freely available from the StatCan website. And you can see there are a total of 8,119. So these articles have been written by StatCan based on the number of sample surveys that's conducted every year. So for example, this particular article was released yesterday. So detailed preliminary data on confirmed cases of COVID-19. When you click on that, you get access to a brief abstract and the associated tables. Okay, so there it is. So, clicking on this table will again, take you to the section where you can get the multidimensional view of the table. So right here. And then, as I said, by clicking on add remove data, you'll be able to modify this table based on your requirements. Going back, you'll find the related information, such as the type of survey that's been used to produce this data on the publication, and then you'll be able to download this report in a nice PDF format. If there are any previous releases, will be highlighted under this tab. So extremely useful resource, especially for undergrad students when they need just a quick and dirty table, to be included in a publication, or if they want to do an in-depth analysis on a certain topic. Then then they have the tabs based on stats in brief, articles and reports, and journals and periodicals. You can apply filters based on subject, year of publication, and so on the left-hand side. So all this information, as I said, is readily available from the public-facing website 24/7 from any part of the world. Now, I'll take you to the section where, as I mentioned before, the information is restricted to the general public. And this is where, you will find microdata or access to the public use files. So I'm on this page, access to microdata, where they have listed a number of programs, microdata programs, such as public use microdata collection, DLI, RTRA, RDC, and so on. So let me draw your attention to the DLI link. So this link will provide you, information about what DLI program is. If you're looking for a tentative the release date for a certain survey, you can just browse it here. I get a number of requests about when such a survey is going to be released by StatCan. So this is the section where I tell my users to go to. The DLI collection will take you to a section where you'll find to a Nestor link. Now, this section is not publicly available, so you'll have to log into your Pack ID, because this is the place where they provide access to the public use files through their Nestor website. So if you see on the left-hand side, they have listed the public use files by various subjects, by various surveys listed out vertically. And if you want to drill down to any one of these surveys, you'll find various cycles for Aboriginal people survey listed. If you want to get access to the most recent one, you click on the year, and then if you want to read the abstract, you can do that. If you want to get access to more metadata information, you'll be able to find more metadata, such as, the time period cover list of keywords, and some other information like sampling procedures, and so on and so forth. If you want to drill down to the variables as part of the survey, so these are all the variables in various variable groupings. And, again, like you can expand the variable groupings to see what kind of variables are included. What Nestor provides is the ability for you to create a quick and dirty crosstab based on 2 or more variables. So by going to the tabulation tab, you'll be able to do that. And you can run some basic analysis like correlation and regression, for example, right on this system. But if you like to download this data, you would have to click on this diskette button, which will take you to the section where you can download this data in a variety of formats, such as SPSS, Stata, SAS, even CSV, and text files. The documentation will be downloaded by default, so you don't need to worry about that. If you want to just download a subset of the data, not the entire data set, you can also do that by clicking on this funnel icon. And then here you mention the variables that you want to include as part of your subset, and you'll be able to download in a variety of formats again. So not only public use files, but you also find this link to StatCan metadata for master files. Let me tell you that you'll only be able to see the metadata associated with a particular server, but not the actual data. At least, by browsing the metadata, researchers, they can get a sense of, what is included, what is not included as part of a given survey. And then they can, write their this application to get RTRA access. So, for example, if you look at the 2006 Aboriginal Children Survey, as I said, you can browse the metadata, and you can see the type of variables included as part of this survey. And since it's a master file, you're going to see a huge big list. So here it is. And if you click on any particular variable, for example, you'll be able to see what is included, the literal question, the values, and so on and so forth. So as I said, this section of the website is not available from the public facing website. So you have to look up to the McMaster VPN. The entire collection is also available in French if you want to access. So I'll go back to the StatCan homepage. And last but not the least is this link to the reference resources. And this is where you find information on, any type of reference material that have been produced by StatCan on surveys or their products, things like that. Even you'll get access to the geographic files, such as boundary files, road network files, things like that. Okay, so if you don't have any other questions, then I'll move on to my presentation. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is the ICPSR. So ICPSR maintains and provides access to vast archive of social science data for research and instruction. ICPSR contain mainly US survey statistics with some international content. And their thematic categories list our data holdings on 17 broad subject areas such as education, health, justice, and so on. I'll show you that in a second. You can download any study from ICPSR by either creating a My Data account on the website or by logging in using your Google, LinkedIn, or Orchid IDs. And again, the files can be downloaded in a variety of formats such as SAS, SPSS, data, and so on. Make sure that you go to the McMaster VPN. So what I tell my users is to go to library.mcmaster.ca and type ICPSR there. So do a keyword search for ICPSR. And somewhere here, yeah. So it is right there. So see this ICPSR, although it's listed as an ebook, but this is the link which will take you to ICPSR website. And if you are not already logged into your Mac ID, it will prompt you to log into your Mac ID. So during the Halloween, you're seeing bats all over their homepage. This is the link, or this is the place where you find, access to data. So you can find the data by doing a keyword search, or, you can search variables and compare variables, two or more variables for a given topic. You can access data-related publications through this link. Thematic data collections are listed here, as well as resources for students. So let me go under Find Data and show you what type of information is available. So on this page, either you can do a keyword search, or you can browse the collection based on topics, various series that ICPSR has put together, or browse the thematic data collections. So topics such as these. And then series. So there are special series, basically, such as ABC News, Washington Post Poll Series, Afrobarometer Survey Series, and so on. So there are, around 15,000 studies as part of these series. Or thematic collections, as I said. So there are, 17 of them. Like on education, health, justice, crime, things like that. So when you do a keyword search, for example, on global politics, so on this page, you get inside and can further drill down. Or what you can do is, let me increase the font a bit here. Let me go to this series, for example, or the study. So the study talks about transnational social movement organization data set. So you can find all the information here. In order to get access to data and documentation, click on this tab. So at this point, what you can do is when you click on the download tab, you'll be able to get access to data in a variety of formats. So if I click on SPSS, it'll take me to the terms of use page where, when I agree on this, it'll take me to this section where I can use my data account. You can create one as a new user, or you can log in with your Google, LinkedIn, or Orchid accounts. Information on how to cite this study is also available on the top here. See this analyze online. For certain studies, you can analyze online, but not this study. So when you click on this tab, it'll tell you that this study offers no online analysis. For some of the studies, you can do online analysis, such as run crosstabs, run regression, correlation, things like that. You can also see what type of variables are part of this particular study, as well as any related publications that have been produced. You can export the metadata in DDI and other formats. So uh, on this website also, if you are an educator, or if you have produced a data set that you love to deposit, you can deposit that data set with ICPSR. So this is where you'd find all the information related to how you can deposit and what type of data they accept. They have a very strong summer program. I'll encourage you, if you plan to pursue, your this thing. Like if you want to pursue data analysis as part of your curriculum, or if you want to advance your skill set in a particular topic like SAS, SPSS, R, things like that. So they offer a bunch of courses throughout the summer. Extremely useful program. Then they have a special section on teaching and learning, as well as data management and curation. If you encounter any kind of issues with either accessing the data set or need any help, you can always contact me, and I can support you with that. Now let's move on to the data to Odyssey data portal. So Odyssey is a web-based data extraction system delivered through a Scholars portal and provides access to diverse quality numeric data sets, including microdata survey collection from DLI, demographic data from StatCan, polling data from Gallup and other organizations. And it not only supports the download of the data, but also facilitates the exploration, such as you can do, online analysis, create cross tabs, and run regression, correlation, things like that. And the access is only open to open institutions and is controlled by IP address. So either you can click on this link directly, but what I would ask you to do is, again, going back to our library catalog and do a keyword search on our home page for Odyssey. And the very first link will take you to the Odyssey interface system, the same Nestar system that I just showed you on the StatCan website. So the entire collection on this webpage is listed on the left. So let me take you to the health section, where you'll find number of health surveys listed. So pretty much all of them are a part of are produced by StatCan, and they're part of the DLI collection. So let me expand the CCHS, which has multiple cycles. So it was started back in 2001, 2002, and all the way to 2017 and 18. You also find the synthetic data listed as part of this collection. So you can get access to the 2012 synthetic data, for example. So anyway, I'll expand the 2017-18 cycle, and exactly same, what I just showed you on StatCan website. You can, view the metadata like abstract and more information about this collection. The variable description will take you to the section where there are a number of variables listed in variable groupings, and you can get access to any variable. And if you plan to create a cross tab, then you can add the variables to rows and columns and just create a quick cross tab.
Vivek, we have a question in the chat. Marcella just wants to know what is meant by synthetic data.
Oh, yes. So while I was doing my presentation, I spoke about synthetic data. So synthetic data has fake cases, so has fake data, but the number of variables are exactly the same as you'd find in the master file. So researchers, they normally get access to the synthetic data while they're waiting for their RDC access. So if a researcher wants to use 2012 CCHS at RDC, so they can get access to the synthetic data where the variables are exactly the same as in the master file, and they can write their syntax programs in SPSS, SAS, or Stata to be to be used with the RDC files, whenever we get access. So the program will be written based on the synthetic file, but that program can be used with the RDC file in the future easily. Does that answer the question? Now, synthetic data, one of the benefits is also that synthetic data provides the summary statistics very close to the master file, very close to the master file. So, like if you are writing a paper where you just need to provide a quick and dirty, frequency estimates, for example, for a particular survey, so you can, follow the synthetic data instead of making application to the RDC. So I hope that answers the question. So, as I showed just a few minutes ago, you can download the entire survey collection by clicking on this diskette sign in any format, SPSS, SAS, and so on, including documentation. Or you can download a subset of this data by clicking on this funnel sign and list the number of variables that you would like to download. If you are doing your data analysis online on this website, make sure that you apply the weights. And I'm sure you know the concepts of weight. On the top of this page, you find a link to Odyssey Home. So this is the Odyssey Home, and here you can do number of keyword searches, and search the collection. So by default, you can search StatCan micro data collection, StatCan aggregate data collection, public opinion polls, and other data. You can also, browse through the master file collection, but the actual data is not available, as I said before. Or you can browse through the ICPSR records, but when you click on the record, it will take you to the ICPSR website for data access. And there's some other collection that you can browse. I would strongly recommend that you pay attention to the video tutorials, especially if you're a first-time user of Odyssey. So this section will, tell you how you can access Odyssey and various functionalities of Odyssey, things like that. So you can browse this section if you're a first-time user. Normally, I like to go to the Nestar interface where I can see all the collection. And, talking about the public opinion polls, this is the place where you can access public opinion polls, either Canadian or international, from various organizations like Ipsos, Gallup, and so on and so forth. As well as, there are a number of business and financial databases available right here under business and financial category. So as I said, if you have any questions or issues related to Odyssey, then you can always contact me and I'll assist you with that. So last but not the least is the Data Analysis Support Program, or DASH. So as part of this program, we provide statistical consulting and software assistance for a number of software applications such as SPSS, SAS, R, things like that. As part of this program, we also offer workshops on a variety of topics. So we just offered a workshop on Introduction to Python Programming. And there's one coming up on Introduction to R Programming in November. So you can, use this link to get more information about the types of workshops. So this is the Dash homepage. So on this homepage, not only you can make an appointment with our Dash consultant. So these are like consultation appointments on Mondays and Wednesdays on these during these times. And the Dash consultant will be able to assist you with, software, or if you want to discuss methodology about your research projects, things like that. This is where you'd find workshops that are being offered as part of Dash. So there's one coming on R programming, Introduction to SAS, GitHub, and GitHub Pages. So as I said, there was one on Python programming, SPSS, how to use Adobe for podcasting. So yeah. So make sure, if you are interested, that you sign up for these workshops. by going to this page. Another page I would like to draw your attention to is my data and statistics collection pages, which I was speaking about. This is where you'd find around 237 resources on a variety of subjects. And you can, filter the results here. Most of them you'll find are like open data resources. So 223 are open data resources, where 14 of them are for McMaster users, where you normally sign in using your Mac ID. 129 for Canada, and so on and so forth for US and international. So there are around 30 microdata resources, where each of them are statistical and open data, and some data visualization resources. So, this page is available 24/7. You don't need to come to campus. You can browse it from your own office or home. Any specific question about whatever I've covered till now? You can get in touch with me through email. It's quite simple. It's my first name at McMaster.ca. And when I'm physically there, these are my service hours. As I said, my office is on the first floor of the library.
Thank you so much. If there's any questions, then Vivek is open to those now. So Cyprian wants to know, unrelated, but what's the best way to go about building apps on GitHub?
I'm sorry. But what's the best way to go building GitHub? For that, you'll have to come to our workshop. It's not a simple answer, but it's not a difficult one. You can start doing that on the GitHub website. You can start your repository and by signing up for an account. And if you want to get more information on how things work and how you can post your sample or whatever your scripts and things like that. For that, attend our workshop and you'll get more with that.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to joining that.
All right, perfect. Vivek, thank you so much.